Gamers and gentlefolk, hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm going to be your host, The Sound, and I am excited to bring another replay broadcast for you today. We are switching gears. We are headed to Division D East, taking a look back at Crimson Cyber Squad against Yavapai County Municipal Youth Chess Club and Swimming Team Meme Andor Win. And that's the last time I'm going to say their whole team name. We're just going to call them Yavapai. So this is Crimson Cyber Squad against Yavapai. As of last week, they faced off in a best of 3. I do not know the results. So if you know the results, and I think some of us do, since we were in the squad, those of us in chat, don't share. It's fun when it's an exciting surprise. A little bit of background on these two teams. Crimson Cyber Squad are part of the Can't Counterpick Stupid organization, headed up by the illustrious Valkymer, who does lots and lots to keep the North American HOTS scene alive through that organization. On the other side, Yavapai, one of the longest running NGS rosters we've got. The subtitle of their movie changes season to season, but the squad remains mostly the same. Spoiler, someone wins. Sea Raven, I asked you not to do it, but you gave me the spoiler anyway. Anyway, let's head over to our battleground selection to see where we're headed for game number 1, where we won't be headed ever in the series, and all that fun stuff. So we're headed to Towers of Doom for game 1. We also saw map bans on Brax's Holdout and Dragonshire for Yavapai, with Crimson Cyber Squad banning out Garden of Terror and Sky Temple. So, game 1 on Towers. Towers is, of course, a big favorite of a lot of the NGS community. It gives lots of opportunities for late game comebacks and nail-biting single core HP saves. So we'll see if our Division D East competitors can bring that level of excitement for game number 1. All right, let's get into it. Killer Fairy, someone loses. Oh, guys, I asked for no spoilers. Come on, work with me here. All right, let's get into game number 1, shall we? And introducing our teams here on the left in blue, we've got Crimson Cyber Squad, X-Turks on Chromie, Code Monkey on Anduin, Andrew on Blaze, Honey Badger playing Garrosh, and Ravenex on Falstad. And to the right in red, we've got Yavapai, Auraluna on Sylvanas, Galactos on Brightwing, Andrade on Johanna, Shan CB on Sergeant Hammer, and Sarah Linney on Junkrat. So we can take a look at our level 1 talents here. Crimson Cyber Squad starting off with a split lane situation. Makes a lot of sense given that Yavapai have opted for a triple damage Sylvanas composition. We've got an off-lane Sergeant Hammer, it looks like, starting off in top lane. Level 1 talents. We've got some less common choices here. Andrade on Johanna opting for Laws of Hope. We've also got Ravenex on the Falstad going for Frequent Flyer at level 1, which makes a lot of sense if you're going to be using your global and soaking far lanes as much as possible. Eating up as many minions as possible. Checking in on the top side, Andrew trading with Shan CB. It can be pretty advantageous, though Shan undoubtedly does more damage than the Blaze on the Sergeant Hammer. The difference, of course, is that until at least level 4, Sergeant Hammer has no chance of healing up any of that damage. Honey Badger booped in an awkward spot here. They look for the Wrecking Ball, does not connect. The jet propulsion does, but in the end, Yavapai are able to escape. We'll see if Ravenex commits the fly to get up to top lane. Instead, we see Andrew on Blaze making that rotation. And so Crimson Cyber Squad are going to get an easy clear on the red Sappers. Got a half tower missing from top lane. Level 4 is online now. And this is where Shan really becomes a lane bully on Sergeant Hammer thanks to regenerative Biosteel. They're able to heal up with their auto attacks in siege mode. And so it's going to be a lot harder for Andrew on Blaze to handle that pressure. Yeah. They just get to auto attack and heal, and it's really punishing. First objective spawning here. We hear the possession go off for Aura Luna on Yavapai. Anything else out of the ordinary at level 4? Nothing too strange. 4v4 here on the bot side. Pretty heavy commitment from Honey Badger. And now we'll see if the triple damage, triple backline composition of Yavapai has the juice. Shan tossed in both backliners, or both frontliners for Crimson Cyber Squad falling rather low. Andrade as well. Shan falls. Andrade, one more jet propulsion, one more hammerang, but they've got the last second Iron Skin to make it out alive. So Crimson Cyber Squad pick up the first 2 takedowns of the game. That puts them ahead on experience as well as core HP. So an early level 7. What do we have? A proper greeting from Chromie. Of course, Chromie just 1 level away from her heroic. We've also got Desperate Prayer, Intimidation, attack speed, slow. I think that makes a lot of sense into the Sergeant Hammer if Honey Badger is able to land those groundbreakers on to Sergeant. On the top lane, Terran v Terran violence. Did we opt for nanomachine coating? We did. Excellent choice into Sergeant Hammer. The attack speed slow persists for as long as they are in the oil, and for 3 seconds afterwards, I believe. 4 seconds afterwards. Oh, God. Blaze is such a good hero. And so you can have attack speed slow on Sergeant Hammer for as many as, like, 8 seconds, which is pretty good into a hero that does basically only auto attack damage. Aura Luna looks like under a lot of pressure. Ravenex scooting in from the side there. Second objective spawning. A full level lead for Crimson Cyber Squad thanks to their hero takedowns and, importantly, the experience that they were able to get while those heroes were missing. So the minions contributing more towards their level lead than the hero takedowns themselves. First altar channeled on the bot side. Sarah Linney isn't going to survive. Galactos doesn't get the phase shift off in time. Shan shelling in on the side here. X-Turk's still very healthy. Andrew goes in deep with the jet propulsion, knowing that Code Monkey has their back with the Leap of Faith, and so they secure another takedown, this time onto the Brightwing. Level 7's an important power spike for Yavapai, for the Sergeant Hammer in particular. We can see them moving around now thanks to hover siege mode. Crimson Cyber Squad catches up to Chromie, and they all secure their heroics. We've got Slowing Sands, Light Bomb, bunker drop decimate for Honey Badger. I think that makes sense given the comps that they're up against, or the heroes they're up against. The Gust, of course, a standard choice for Falstad players across many divisions. Oralune is going to be able to stall this push a little bit with possession, but with Yavapai spread out as they are, it's going to be tricky for them to get everything lined up the way that they want. Perfect use on the Indomitable from Honey Badger to escape that boop. We saw the Light Bomb committed there as well, so Yavapai skirt disaster with some heads-up play and secure heroics of their own. We've got Wailing Arrow, Blink Keel, Blessed Shield, Napalm Strike, and Rocket Ride. Rocket Ride, always a tricky one. Not sure how I rate it compared to Riptire. Both of Junkrat's heroics can have plenty of problems. Of course, Seralini won't have a chance to use either of them. The Martyrdom ends up taking out 2, make that 3 takedowns for Yavapai. Really turning on the gas. Andrew in a lot of trouble here. Are they going to drop the bunker? It looks like they will. Do they make it out alive thanks to it? It looks like they will. All right. So 3 takedowns for 1. Yavapai trading up pretty heavily there. And that was 4v5. As we saw Sergeant Hammer stay in top lane that whole time. A massive value from Total Mayhem, Junkrat's trait, means that Shan BC is able to get through the rest of the top fort wall, and Yavapai still come out on top in the 4v5 team fight. There's another takedown, this time in favor of Crimson Cyber Squad. Honey Badger doing a great job finding these pickoffs. Unrivaled strength at level 1, making a lot of difference here in getting Yavapai out of safety. Level 13's online for Crimson Cyber Squad. Pretty big power spike for Ravenex on Falstad. They've got percent damage available to them now, thanks to harsh winds, sustained winds. Shucks. But Yavapai are keeping pace, just a little bit behind on experience. They made a lot of ground back up with those 3 takedowns. Of course, the elephant in the room is that top fort for Crimson Cyber Squad has taken a lot of punishment. Ravenex gets the drop on Shan CB. Shan makes it out alive. They're going to have to Hearth. And Raven still has their fly available. So it looks like a 3v4 down here, but... Oh, Oraluna eating every single one of those Dragon's Breaths. And it looks like Crimson Cyber Squad and Yavapai are going to do the handshake trade. Honey Badger positioning a little bit. Raven flies in deep. Holy cow, the silence on Honey Badger as well. Oraluna under threat. Ravenex is going to get the takedown. On the other side, Seralini goes down. Andrade tossed in. They don't have the Iron Skin, and that'll be another 3 takedowns cleaned up by Crimson Cyber Squad. While they're here, they'll take advantage of the quick rotation to boss, secure another 4 core HP, bringing Yavapai down to 16 out of their original 40. Raven is hitting some pretty serious flanks on this Falstad. A lot more courage on a hero with as few hit points as Falstad than I ever could have. But there's a reason that I play heroes that have thousands and thousands and thousands of HP. And it's because I'm not very good at managing small health pools. So these gusts have been very impactful. The flies have been really punishing for Yavapai. Raven really flexing their muscles on the Griffin. Shan scouts out the cheeky flank from Falstad. Level 16s in their hands. Crimson Cyber Squad are going to try and walk these sappers in. They'll get all 3 in. Andre tossed away. Another 3 hero. Oh my goodness! With the follow-up from Oraluna. Honey Badger still has Into the Fray, but they're not going to be able to make it to Code Monkey in time, and that'll be a 4 hero wipe. Andre doing so well with the subdue procs at level 4. Hasn't completed the quest, but you don't need to complete the quest for it to be a amazing talent. An 80% slow that does not decay. It's really, really punishing. So Crimson Cyber Squad will end up trading Bot Fort with Yavapai. Andrew has to commit the bunker. And Shan is going to finish off this top fort here. Yavapai going to get busy in mid lane. I would love to see them rotate on the Blaze, truth told. Especially since we know that he's already used the bunker. We've got Blessed Shield back up. That could be a dead fire bat. Here's another fly from Raven, and there's the Gust as well. Galactos taking a lot of damage. Andre tossed back under the fort. Oraluna almost getting the takedown on X-Turks, but they have time out, and so they're able to secure 2 takedowns without losing anyone of their own. Crimson Cyber Squad punching back. Still pretty far ahead on core HP. A little bit of an experience lead here. Once again, thanks to both hero and minion takedown experience leads. A little bit of extra mercenary camp pressure as well. Honey Badger trying to preserve the right hand keep, but can't do it against the triple damage composition of Yavapai. We've got level 16s on all sides, and importantly, level 18 for X-Turks on Crimson Cyber Squad. That unlocks Chromie's Storm Talent tier, and it is a potent one. Unraveling, doing so much damage thanks to the Spell Armor Shred. 50% Spell Armor Shred means double damage, and it racks up like instantly. It is a, as far as I'm concerned, pretty potent Storm Talent tier choice. We can see Honey Badger trying to group Yavapai up in the Slowing Sands, take advantage of their early Storm Talent. There's Iron Skin from Andrade. Oh, but there's the Irons. Oh, that narrowly escapes. Raven X gets the barrel roll and the Leap of Faith. Cleanse out from Yavapai. Andrade taking a lot of damage. A silence lands onto 3, but the bunker drops in time. Bunker, of course, cleansing lots of CC effects. And now Honey Badger under threat. Andrew gets a big stun on the flank, but they're trading frontliners. Andrew still very low. Oraluna gets the channel on the backside. I don't think X-Turks is going to be able to get in range for the stall. And so, despite being up a level, Crimson Cyber Squad couldn't equalize or get the rest of the team onto the Storm Talent tier, and they trade frontliners. Yavapai's overwhelming damage dissuade the rest of CCS from sticking around and contesting that objective. Yavapai doing a good job to preserve their limited 11 HP on the core. And now the big question is, where can they find enough experience for their level 20 talents? Without Johanna on the field, Yavapai have to play very passively. This is the downside to the triple backline composition. There's no real safety for stepping up. They've got a fair bit of vision control, thanks to Sarah Linney's traps and concussion mines, but no heroes are available to step up and buy some room. Andrew walks those sappers in, and we've got Storm Talents on all sides. Oh, Garrosh deep in the back, Honey Badger with Deadly Calm. Withering Barrage, Fairy Protector, Indestructible, Ultra Capacitors, and Cannonball. Ultra Capacitors, oh, is a good talent. Andrade tossed in, no Iron Skin. They're under a lot of pressure, and the... Oh, Indomitable! Oh no! It's Raven X who falls first! In the end, the Iron Skin wasn't necessary. Andrade makes it out alive thanks to the Indestructible. X-Turks tossed out, and so Yavapai live to fight another day. It looks like they want to get a little bit more before they channel. Shan CB gets the channel through while Oraluna and Andrade work on this left-hand Sapper camp. I would love to see Yavapai kind of apply their pressure here. They've got the power play, no reason not to try and exert some more pressure, especially onto someone like Garrosh who has trouble closing the distance. And it looks like Yavapai are going to continue to whittle down Crimson's HP with a boss play. Shan CB eats a full Dragon's Breath from X-Turks in the... Oh, is there enough? I don't think there is. There's no displacement outside of the Gust. Andrade stays on the point long enough. They'll end up dying, but they're able to trade Andrew out as well. Raven X looks for the last couple of auto attacks onto Oraluna. They get them and barrel roll to safety as well. So 3 takedowns for 1. Yavapai did secure the boss. So 9 core HP for Crimson Cyber Squad at this point. The bunker drop from Andrew taking them off the battleground, and so they could no longer contest point. But it also gave them that little extra bit of damage to get the first takedown on Andrade, take a little bit of pressure off of Honey Badger as well. And they opted for Burn Notice. Okay, so it's not 50 armor. I won't soapbox for too long, but I strongly recommend every single Blaze player consider the bunker upgrade. 50 armor is a lot of armor, friends. And everyone gets to throw an oil. And they're talented oils. They're not untalented oils. So the whole battleground can be covered in nanomachine coating. It's pretty good. Probably better than a 5% stacking slow that decays. Just a thought. Food for thought, friends. All right, Andrew up in top lane. They haven't shown yet, but Yavapai are well positioned here to punch through this bottom keep. There's the Indomitable. Honey Badger does not connect to the whale. Oh, the Wailing Arrow does connect! The Decimate, not enough, thanks to Andrade's use of Iron Skin. On the top side, Andrew getting through most of this fort. They double stacked a wave, and that is a potent push. With another minion wave coming in, Shan CB is going to be able to clean it up, but Andrew nonetheless gets through most of this fort, and the oil actually ends up taking it. So it's a fort trade nonetheless. Shan CB can't escape. Whew. 1 core HP for Yavapai. It is getting tight. And there's the fly down from Raven X. All right. We'll see how CCS want to play this. It looks like they're going to play it safe, choosing to defend Sappers. Andrew taking the long rotation down. They are just respawning now with the Garrosh. No, they're beelining it. There's the Gust. Oh, right into the corner. Oraluna and Sarilini in a lot of trouble. Oraluna doesn't get the phase shift in time. Oh no! The timeout just expires. Yavapai are going to lose Johanna as well. Galactos blinks in, but we're forestalling the inevitable. X-Turks gets the channel, and that will do it. Last couple of shots rain in to Yavapai's core, and so Crimson Cyber Squad are able to take it for game 1. GG and well played to the blue team. So some pretty back and forth moments there. The heavy damage profile from Yavapai doing a lot to punch through the HP pools of Crimson Cyber Squad, but in the end, Crimson Cyber Squad's more traditional draft ends up taking the game. Let's take a look at our post-game stats. Everyone loves stats. Ravenex with some clutch gusts and a lot of hero damage to boot. X-Turks no slouch either with 51k. Shan, CB, heads above the rest of the lobby, but it's the takedowns that tell the true story. Take a look at talents. Anything out of the ordinary. Nothing crazy. A lot of the damage from Shan can probably be attributed to Giant Killer at 16. That, coupled with advanced artillery and the large splash damage, means that any time Crimson Cyber Squad got to holding hands, there was a lot of Sergeant Hammer damage to contend with. A close game, but in the end, Crimson Cyber Squad take it with 19 takedowns to 11. All right. Head back to our battleground selection and see where we're headed for game number 2 of the series. Tomb of the Spider Queen. All right. One of my favorite battlegrounds, truth told. I really enjoy Tomb. The real emphasis on wave clear and clean rotations, I think, is what attracts me to it as a battleground. It tests the coordination and prowess of teams in that way, which I think is cool and fun. And just like that, replay's all loaded up. Did I update? I didn't. There we go. Tomb for game 2. We'll see if Yavapai are able to turn it around, get us to a game 3, or if Crimson Cyber Squad finish off their domination. Without further ado, let's do the do. And we can introduce our teams once again. On the left, we've got Crimson Cyber Squad, X-Turks on Gul'dan, Code Monkey on Brightwing, Andrew on Blaze, Honey Badger on Anubarak, and Ravenex on the Nova. On the other side, Yavapai opting for another triple ranged composition, Aura Luna on Tassadar, Sarah Linney on Greymane, Galactos on Lucio, Andrede on Johanna, and Shan CB on Lunara. Level 1 talents, Pursuit of Flame for Gul'dan. No other quests. Hypershift for Code Monkey, pretty common to see at level 1, but I know there are some Brightwing players that love Bribe. I'm not sure I am a big believer in the triple ranged composition, I'll say. Shan, once again, on a hero that does not have any sort of sustain in their kit until level 4. Siphoning Toxin, decent, you know, it does do some decent healing, but the threat of a rotation from Crimson Cyber Squad, especially with a Nova and Anubarak, I think would really worry me as a ranged offlaner. Of course, their level 1 Sentinel Wisp will assist them a lot. as long as they've got that Wisp available, it is very difficult for CCS to rotate down and catch them by surprise. Sarah Linney getting busy on the Bruiser camp. Almost dead, but Galactos is in time. Raven X makes the rotation down, and they took a far rotation as well. So even without... Oh no, there's the stun! Oh, and the body blocks. One more auto attack, and an excellent jet propulsion from Andrew. Or not jet propulsion, I should say. Jet flame stream from Andrew. Cleans up that takedown. First blood for Crimson Cyber Squad, and a loss of 6 or so gems. We've got level 4s on both sides. Greater life tap. I think it makes sense in Q build. It's the one I always pick in Q build. But once again, I'm a terrible ranged player. So maybe not the best advice. What else do we have? Magic Spit for Brightwing. More cleanses more often. If they're able to get auto attacks landed on heroes. Rapid Projection. An excellent scouting tool. And Andrew, unfettered in bot lane, gets through most of this wall while Shan CB works on the bot side. They've gone for Nature's Culling. They have not opted for Siphoning Toxin. I'm pretty sure that's a level 4 talent. I'm not a Lunara player, but I'm pretty sure they have foregone their healing. Honey Badger just going to drop an Impale to get the rest of Yavapai off their back. Here's another gank from Raven X. This time, Shan isn't going to make it out alive either. Great use on the Oil Slick, as well as the Jet Propulsion. So, 2 takedowns in favor of CCS. Yavapai have decent tools for stalling Honey Badger from this objective channel, but it means that Andrew is getting free siege in bot lane. I think that would have been a 4-hero subdue, but Andrade opting for hold your ground at level 4 in this game. And this is the big question, I think, that Yavapai have to answer. How can they buy space for Andrade to turn those gems in? They don't have any other frontline hero to prevent Crimson Cyber Squad from stepping up. So the only way to push them off is with overwhelming damage. There's no real footsie that they're able to play. And narrowly missing with the Impale. Yavapai immediately answered that question and secure most of their gems turned in. On the bot side, Andrew taking care of business, while Yavapai lose another hero. This time it's Sarah Linney who falls to Raven X. Level 7s on both sides. I believe that's anti-armor shells. Yeah, it is. So, Nova hitting even harder now that they've got the ability to do some armor shred. Damage amplification, always a potent tool for an entire team's damage. X-Turks eats a lot of the Tassadar damage, but the phase shift comes through nonetheless. Code Monkey uninterrupted. Raven X drops another round of spells onto Aura Luna this time. Shan knows that Raven X is on their way, but still playing it around their fort. I don't know, man. Never punished, but it is a sketchy proposition for the Lunara player. All right, Crimson Cyber Squad just about to secure their heroics. Great body blocks from Honey Badger here, but they're going to have to give it up without Nova in range to assist with the takedown. They've also got the talent tier advantage now. Would love to see them get aggressive here. Red Webweaver's summoned, but that's a lot of damage with the corruption going out onto Yavapai. Some easy dismounts for Raven X thanks to their rapid projection at level 4. What a great fear! Oh, Tassadar never had a chance. Level 10s for Yavapai. But it's only after they lose the Tassadar. This could make for a relatively easy cleanup by CCS. Saralini, the target. Honey Badger didn't have much follow-up behind them. And so, because of the heavy commitment to top lane, Crimson Cyber Squad end up losing most of their mid-fort. Did I say commitment to top lane? Or to... You know what I'm saying here. They were all in top. Their mid-fort's almost dead. That's a huge bummer. Yavapai, we haven't seen them use any of their heroics yet, which doesn't mean they haven't. We saw Saralini just get their Cursed Bullet off cooldown now. Oh, narrow miss from Andrew. There's the slow. Bot fort has already gone down, but no takedown secured. All right. Yavapai still looking for enough gems for the next turn in, while Crimson Cyber Squad, CCS, get through this Bruiser camp. I'm sure they're looking to push out in mid lane, kind of take the positional advantage. They're also very close. They could wait until level 13's online before committing to any sort of turn-in attempt. Andrew eats the Cursed Bullet, and with Andrew, they... Oh my god! Was that a high five to cleanse the... What a freaking play by Galactos! Oh my lord! The Cocoon interrupted by the Unstoppable. What an amazing Lucio play there. I was sure with Johanna showing in top lane that Yavapai were in a lot of trouble, but some heroic efforts from their healer gets them out of major trouble. A little bit of disconnect between the front line and the back line. There's the Blessed Shield onto Honey Badger. Honey Badger's going to get taken out. No, Honey Badger survives. In the end, it's Saralini who will fall. Andrew, one more jet propulsion could secure the takedown. Oh, sub 100 HP, and Johanna escapes. X-Turks getting chased down here, but they've still got their drain life available. With that takedown, as well as some favorable damage trades, CCS buy enough room to get their gems turned in for their second Webweaver phase. Their lanes are in a good spot. None too out of sync with the others. And they've got the talent tier advantage just for a hair longer. Saralini bugs out in time, but Shan doesn't. Oh no, and they opted for... They didn't go Leaping Strike. They opted for Thornwood Vine instead. It means the body block is certain death. Ooh. Yavapai having a tough time here on Tomb. Crimson Cyber Squad doing a great job taking advantage of their draft. Applying pressure with their double front line. Another Cocoon interrupted with Unstoppable, this time with the Iron Skin from Andrid. Amazing. Poor Honey Badger must be muttering under their breath. I would be so tilted. Especially point blank like that. Yeah, man. Really unlucky on these Cocoons. Nonetheless, Crimson Cyber Squad are heavily in the lead. They've got a level and a quarter of experience in their pockets. They've taken out all of Yavapai's outer structures. 5v3 in favor of Yavapai. The rest of CCS turning in gems on the top side. Oh no, Iron Skin not back off cooldown, and there's the heavy commitment. Galactos isn't in range. There's the fear! Can they get a little bit more damage? And there is the push off. This time, the cocoon lands. I'd expect that's certain death for Lunara? Yeah, okay, so Lunara will fall. They lost a fair number of gems there with the Johanna dropping a little more than 10. They've still got enough in their pockets. Galactos holding on to 18, as is Saralini. But once again, the power play favors CCS. CCS take advantage. They don't have enough gems to turn in, but they'll be able to apply a little bit more pressure to the top lane with the boss. All the while, Ravenex scouting out Yavapai's rotations with their rapid projection decoys. Lethal decoy as well, so a little bit trickier for Yavapai to decipher who is whom. A little surprised that we don't see CCS supporting their boss push, giving Yavapai free clear here. Also a little surprised to not see Shan clearing the boss. I suppose they are your offlaner, but they've got some of the best boss clear on the team. Does Shan make it out? They do. Smart to Hearth. Ravenex scouting the rotation out, but that is why you don't rotate. You teleport. Alright, 1 gem away from the third turn-in. Crimson Cyber Squad have it in their pockets. Ravenex and Honey Badger secure it on bot side. Paired with the Bruiser Camp in mid, they've got a potent push. Yavapai will have even talent here for the defense. I believe this is a pretty solid power spike for Lucio. Up the frequency. I thought you could get percent healing at 16. I don't know Lucio talents all that well. Oh no, Galactos! Galactos, no! Oh, okay, they survived. Great. Andre stepping back out after Iron Skin has been burned through. Yavapai, thanks to their triple backline, triple damage comp, means they're able to eat through the worst of the web weavers pretty rapidly. Of course, X-Turks has hit a major power spike thanks to their Rampant Hellfire level 16 talent. Every time they land their Q, it increases the damage of their next Q. That's a lot. You start dealing 1,000 damage every 3 seconds. It can be pretty overwhelming, especially into a healer that lacks burst heals like Lucio. Takedown on Saralini means that mid keep is likely to fall, top keep and bot keep falling to the passive pressure of the objective. Another oil burn for the road, and CCS will back up. Just breaths away from their Storm Talent tier. We can see pings going out towards mid-fort, likely popping back up on resources at the well. Yavapai gonna have to turtle for quite a while here, or look for the pre-20 fight. The window closes, however. CCS have secured their Storm Talent tier. Precision Barrage, a second charge of Precision Strike. I haven't seen any that I've noticed. I'm sure Ravenex has been doing them in fights, but I'll bet a lot of those Precision Strikes have been going on waves. Raven, a true macro player after my own heart. Fear lands onto Saralini with the Horrify upgrade, but The angle of retreat is not advantageous. Looks like X-Turks will make it out alive. Bunker is down. Andrade, oh, one more auto attack will do it. Blaze ends up taking the kill. X-Turks running away from Aura Luna, but Aura Luna finds them with the Force Wall. So despite being down their front line, Yavapai secure a takedown, fight back, keep their core healthy at 100%. And that's a big takedown to get. The Gul'dan is a lot of the siege damage that CCS have in their comp. Really eases the pressure off of their core. So Yavapai have to be very happy with that takedown. Especially with the staggered nature. Johanna will be back up well before Gul'dan. And Yavapai once again have the gems they need for an objective. It would really help them push out their lanes. It's unlikely to get any structure damage because of how far into their base they have been sequestered. And yeah, they're just on constant cleanup duty. So much homework to do. The Sentinel Wisp scouts the rotation from CCS. So Yavapai feel comfortable turning in, splitting up a little bit to get bottom lane pushed out, gems turned in. CCS may use this just to alleviate the pressure of the turn-in, but if I had to guess, they're going to try and push to core with it. That's certainly what I'd be thinking of were I in their position. Opting instead to go the first route, take pressure off top lane, do an easy clean on mid and bot. They still have the Storm Talent tier lead, but Yavapai will be able to clean that up in moments time. Boss below half HP now. It's not going to be able to get through the core shielding, I wouldn't think. And there you have it. Storm Talents in their hands. Yavapai head charging towards CCS. X-Turks shows them top lane, cleaning up the last of the Web Weavers. Mixing Fire, Force Barrier, Hunter's Blunderbuss, Indestructible once again, and Natural Perspective for the Wildlands, which is the shotgun. Everyone likes a shotgun. Although, important to note, it looks like a shotgun. It is, in fact, just a cone. You cannot actually hit multiple splintered spears onto the same target. There's the phase shift out already. Oh, the cocoon. We're in trouble on the side of Yavapai. There's the stun onto Seralini. A precision strike to finish off the takedown. Another precision strike lands, but not in time. Andrade trying to trade with X-Turks here in the back, but it's 2-0 in favor of CCS. One more stun. We proc the Indestructible, but a full surround. What a body block by CCS. They're going to be able to chase down that Johanna kill. 2 catapults here in bot lane already. And so this is likely to be the end of this line for our red team. CCS, a commanding showing, dealing with the non-standard composition from Yavapai 2 games in a row. And they're able to secure a clean domination. GG and well played. Super clean from our blue team. The Nova pick, I think a lot of people are skeptical of Nova. And to those folks, I say, pourquoi? Especially when you've got Gul'dan and Blaze. your macro is covered. So if Yavapai are going to keep picking those triple ranged compositions, having a hero without any macro power doesn't matter if they apply so much gank pressure. So a great draft, probably a late pick if I had to guess. Raven and Voriel, you guys are in chat. You can tell me if that's true. An excellent choice, and one that showed up really well in game number 2. Let's take a look at our post-game stats and builds. We'll do stats first. Top damage for Raven and Aura Luna on their respective teams, but the takedowns really tells the whole story here. 5 deaths on Shan, a tough one. But that's kind of the gamble that you make when you go for the ranged offlaner. Talents, anything out of the ordinary, nothing too strange. Oracle, I think that makes a lot of sense between the stealth and the spell armor. In the end, last pick Nova, that makes perfect sense. And it was definitely an awesome choice. It really exerted that gank pressure. And once again, surprising to see Nature culling it 4 rather than siphoning Toxin. So there you have it. CCS, clean it up, secure the domination. I don't typically do interviews on replay broadcasts, but since Raven and Voriel are both here, do either of you want to do an interview? I mean, you don't have to. It's just rare that we have the opportunity midday to talk about HOTS. So, okay, great. So we'll have an interview here. Let me just make sure that everything is all set up on my end to facilitate that. But this is an exciting change of pace. We so rarely get the opportunity to talk with folks after a game when we are going from replays. Raven can't join us. Makes sense because you've got a job. I respect that. We'll just adjust some of the sizing here. Great. Alrighty. And last but not least, blue team were the winners. So, hop over here. Find my friends in the voice lobby, which of course I've hidden all of them, which is obnoxious. Okie dokie. Swap over here. And we should be joined shortly by Voriel/X-Turks. Welcome in. Congratulations on your 2-0 that you already knew about. How did you guys scout Yavapai? Were these triple ranged compositions a known factor for y'all?
Yeah, I've played in Div E for the past 3 seasons with them, so I'm quite familiar with their drafts, and we usually just ban out as many of Shank's heroes as possible to limit, the offlane shenanigans.
Shenanigans indeed. The offlane Sergeant Hammer, definitely something I think a lot of us have seen in Storm League, but I was a little surprised to see it. Towers, very close, I will say. Yavapai got some pretty big subdue procs from Andrade, followed up with the total mayhem deaths from Cyril and E. What were comms like during game one, if you can remember?
It was the comms are always pretty clean on our team. We our tank shot calls, and we just give him input of what our cooldowns are and what needs to be done and stuff like that. And for the most part, with the exception of some of us bunching up a few times and getting caught by big condemns and mayhems, we were pretty spread out most of the time. So it was misplay on some of the players' parts in that one.
Totally. I mean, it's always going to happen. There's a reason that we aren't in the higher divs, right? Like, I know it.
True.
It's something that I say to my teammates all the time. It's just like, hey man, I make mistakes. So that's why I'm playing down here with y'all. Game 2, a lot cleaner. Tomb of the Spider Queen. You had all the macro you needed from your pick, Gul'dan. It freed Raven up for that last pick, Nova. This, of course, knowing that they go triple ranged, I imagine having that Nova pocket pick is a real potent draft pivot for y'all.
We just recently added Nova into our rotation on Raven. He's been wanting to play more aggressive heroes, and I said, let's try out a Nova in a couple of practices, see how it feels. I know we have Yavi coming up soon, and they play a lot of backline, and it just worked out in the draft that way. It was almost perfect, I think.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Got a lot of value. Poor Shan, had a tough time with the deer in the off lane, and despite able to claw some takedowns out here and there, Yavapai were kind of on the back foot for all of game 2. You guys played it very clean. Any exciting insights from the game? Anyone you want to pick an MVP? I don't actually. Yeah, usually I would say give shoutouts, but no one's really watching. You can still give shoutouts if you'd like.
For overall, I think our offlaner Andrew does a wonderful job and plays a lot of Blaze, so that's like a bonus. And I think I think he deserves a lot of credit for doing all the hard work while not getting any of the glory, pretty much, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel, MVP for Andrew for this series, because he just does his job and does it well, right?
Heck yeah. Love to hear it. All right.
Gotta love the offlaners.
Hey, we appreciate it. So that'll do it for this series. I think I've got one more in me. So I'll sign off with you. Thanks for the interview. Appreciate you
Thanks for the
coming
cast.
in. Yeah, of course.
We love watching it. Everybody loves watching your cast. No matter who you're casting, I watch them all.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it, and I always appreciate y'all tuning in. Take care.
Thank you.
Okay. And there you go. Clean 2-0 from CCS. As I mentioned, I've got one more series in me, so we're not done just yet. I'll step away, switch around graphics and whatnot, but stick around for another please and thank you. We'll just do a sign off to get the credits in here. Huge shout out to the teams for playing a fantastic series, NGS for putting on this league and all the volunteer support that we rely on, and last but not least, the artists, programmers, and musicians whose work I feature on the stream. It wouldn't look or sound anywhere near as good without their contributions. You can find links to all of their work below or coming up here in a credit roll. Please do go check them out. It's all open source or Creative Commons licensed material, so if you've heard or seen anything that you like, it could be in your next project as well. Until 15 or 20 minutes from now, good luck and have fun out there. Peace and love.